Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 ways narcissists find out your weaknesses or find out your vulnerabilities so that they can manipulate you or so that they can use those vulnerabilities against you. You see, something about a highly manipulative person is they will always exploit the things which make you vulnerable or the things which you can call them your weaknesses in quotes, not in a bad way, to get their needs met. And the thing is, when you are like dating or you are in the early stages of the relationship, they'll always be on the lookout for those vulnerabilities or the easiest way like to slide into your life, like the easiest way to make you supply their needs. And some of these vulnerabilities include like let's say lack of boundaries, your unhealed wounds, or your love for superficial things, or your deep insecurities, or just anything that makes you susceptible to manipulation and control. And that's what this video will be about. So the narcissist will mostly portray this picture of a charming, attentive, trustworthy person in the early stages of the relationship or in that love bombing phase of the relationship, only for them to turn against you later on, or only for them to use the things you've shared with them against you. So all along, they try out like these various variables and tactics that will make you subjugate, that will make you meet their needs, or that will make you do something which is against your deep wish. And the thing is, they are masters at using what's already inside you. They don't really use outside resources to get to you. They already use what's inside you or what you believe about yourself to maintain their supply or to maintain their dominance over you. And the process of like uncovering your weaknesses and the process of this uncovering your vulnerabilities is what you can call fact finding. Like they find facts about you, and the thing is, you may never really know when this is happening, or you may never know when this is being executed, because they can be quite sneaky and insidious. So they come to you more like the Trojan horse, like with this caring way, only to exploit you later on. And just like poking a beehive, like let's say I just want you to imagine this, like when you are poking a beehive, it can stir up the bees and it can lead to a painful sting. So fact finding by a narcissist can uncover your vulnerability. So it's like they're just poking to see how far they can go, like the same way you can poke a beehive to see if the bees will come out. And the more they do that, the more it leads to like emotional pain, and it leads to making you prone to manipulation. That's why it's important to know some of these tactics they use to find things about you, to know you better, so that you can keep yourself safe from their manipulation. So just as you would stay away from that beehive instead of poking at it, the best thing to do when dealing with this kind of people is to avoid engaging with them. But at times you can't really avoid engaging with them, because it might be someone close to you, it might be your family, or just anyone. So it's good to also know that sometimes they may be trying to look for those weaknesses, and I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways they used to look for your weaknesses, or to look for a way to get into your life, or to look for a way they can easily use to manipulate you. So the first kind of technique they use is testing your boundaries. This is actually a common one. So a narcissist will often like test what you can tolerate. They will test what you cannot tolerate to see how far they can go in your life. So they may ignore your needs, or they may call you names, or pretend not to hear you, just to see how much you can tolerate, just to see how much you can take in. So they may make of course these harsh jokes on your appearance, harsh jokes, let's say, on your job, harsh jokes on your family, or just these inappropriate comments, just to see your reactions, just to see how you react to these jokes or these insidious comments. And they may also disrespect your values. They may disrespect like your religious values, or invade your privacy, or do things to you which you don't normally do, just to see how far you can go. It's more like they are more like burglars who cautiously and smartly look for ways to break into your house. So you just look for a way to break into you without triggering the alarm. So they test your boundaries to see if you can say no, or if you can let one slide, or if you can stand up for yourself, or if you can assert your voice. And actually, if you constantly assert your voice, or you constantly say no to their poking, they may give up on you because they feel that they cannot do anything to manipulate you. But the moment you let that one slide, the moment you say that they just called me a name and then it's okay, that's just once, or it's just names, that's the moment they find out that your boundaries are scanty, like your boundaries are shakeable. They are not really strong boundaries, and it will be done so sneakily, and you will not even realize that you are lowering your boundaries. And slowly by slowly, the more you lower your boundaries, you will find yourself in that deep end of the tunnel, because the more you lower your boundaries, the more your self-esteem is affected. So you will get to the point where you lack this inner strength to keep and uphold those boundaries. You will now let them into your life fully because you feel that you don't have the strength to uphold those boundaries. So they just keep testing and testing till you get to the point where you don't even know what your boundaries are. Because most people get to the point where they don't even know their boundaries. And it all started with allowing those harsh comments. The second way they find your vulnerabilities is gaining your trust. So most narcissistic relationships begin with the narcissist presenting this trustworthy, charming, supportive person in the beginning of the relationship. So what they will do is they will carefully listen to you, show interest in what you are sharing, show interest in your life, show interest in your experiences, and they will also mirror your deep desires, they will mirror your interests, they'll mirror your dreams, make you think that they'll be with you forever, or make you think that you found that soulmate or that twin flame. So when they do this, when they pretend to be supportive and understanding, they are gaining your trust. And the more they gain your trust, the more you feel that, the more they also make you dependent on them, because they are validating you and accepting you. So you are dependent on them for validation and approval, or even for financial needs. So this vulnerability will make you open up to them about your personal stuff, of course, your secrets. Will open up about your childhood traumas, your unhealed wounds, or any kind of weaknesses, to the point that you may even send them nudes, because the relationship is moving so well. So when you share all these things, you always think that by being vulnerable, you are building and strengthening the relationship you have with them, because a relationship is about vulnerability. But now it doesn't work that way with someone who's highly manipulative. They are always gathering this information during that idealization phase, or during that love bombing stage, so that they can use the information later on to manipulate you, so that they can use the information to devalue you, so that they can use the information to control you. So for you, you thought that they were like the saviors in your life, only to realize that they are your worst nightmare. Like they were just gaining your trust so that they can use those information to keep you in that relationship. Yeah. So the third one is they may also ask these probing and personal questions. So once they gain your trust, a narcissist will ask you very, very deep personal questions, just to gather more intel, just to gather more information about you. So they may genuinely appear like to want to know more, or want to know you better. But of course, their core motive or their core intention is to understand your weaknesses, to understand what makes you vulnerable, to understand the things which make you lower those boundaries. So they may inquire about your past, they may inquire about your family, they may inquire about your job, they may inquire about your friends, they may inquire about your likes, they may inquire about your dislikes. So these probing questions encourage you to share more about yourself, to share more and more. And of course, they may seem so innocent, but these probing questions actually are designed to gather any crucial information that will be used against you later on. Yeah, that's how it goes. So just asking these questions which are probing, like, can you tell me more about that? Can you tell me more about this friend? Or can you tell me more about your childhood? Those kind of questions. The fourth one is playing victim. So a narcissist may also play victim in order to expose your vulnerabilities. They may portray themselves as these victims who've been through a lot in life just to elicit sympathy from you. And the thing is, if you have this fixer or savior kind of mindset, you may feel so sorry for them. And you may even want to take care of them. Even sacrificing your own well-being or your own priorities in life for their own sake. Because you are this savior, you want to save, you want to help people. You may find yourself in a toxic relationship. And they have also learned that the more they play victim, they have also learned that they can play the victim card to escape taking ownership later on in the relationship, or to escape taking ownership for their inappropriate behaviors and actions. So when they play these victim card, like, they are gathering information to see if they can use your sympathy and compassion to manipulate you or to control you. So they're just playing this like, oh, I was like, and a common example is they may lie about being hurt in their past relationship. So when someone is hurt from their past relationship, let's say they may tell you that their exes was crazy, like they abused them. Of course, as a caring human being, you may offer them a shoulder to cry on, or you may offer them a new relationship, like, hey, I'll take care of you, so sorry about the past and everything, because you feel sorry for their lonely soul, only for them to betray you later on. So you can watch out my episode on why they play victim to understand more on why it's so dangerous. The other thing they might do is mirroring your desires and your superficialities. You see something about money. Money is a great tool. And when it's seen as a sign of stability and happiness, it becomes even the worst control tool someone can use. And the thing is, we've been conditioned to measure the quality of our lives or the quality of our relationships by superficial things, like, let's say, going for a vacation, having that beautiful home by the mountains. And the moment you are conditioned with those things, those outside things, the narcissist can easily use those things to manipulate you. So a narcissist may use their money. They may use their money as a reward or a punishment system. So they may offer you like financial gifts, like, oh, expensive watch, expensive vacation, luxuries, early on in the relationship. They may in fact, these are common examples. They may greatly, like, if you are broke, they may greatly improve your life, like pay for you that expensive house I don't know where, or take you to places you've never been before, or either say buy you those expensive watches, like, or even a car, or just making these grand gestures that will be forever ingrained in your memory or in your mind, like you will not forget about them. So, and then the other thing is, they may also promise you that future filled with pearls and diamonds, like that future, that bright future you want, like to support you in your career, to support you in your business, to have that, I don't know, something. And they may even get you a job, or even pay your debts and bills. So they may use money to create situations where you become fully dependent on them, because you may quit your job so that you can be with them, or you may quit your job so that you can work in their company, so that you can be dependent on them financially. Or they may make you feel forever indebted to them, because if someone pays for, like, let's say, your millions of your debt, of course you'll feel indebted. And the moment you feel indebted to someone, your freedom is done, because you'll always feel that need to reciprocate. So you become vulnerable to exploitation, because you feel that you have to be in that relationship, you have to reciprocate, you have to give them your body. So financial dependence and focusing on the superficial aspects of life can make you very vulnerable to a narcissist manipulation. So hope you found those informative. Like, they know how to get to you. And a narcissist is actually skilled at this. They are skilled at what they do, and they'll use like all the tricks in the book just to get what they want. That's why it's great to be aware of these tactics, but awareness of these tactics alone may not be enough. Like, we may know all these things, I may talk to you about these things, even me myself, I may talk to myself about these things, but it may not be enough to keep you to keep you away from their deceit, because you may never really know what's hitting you unless you are fully aware of your conditioning and you are fully aware of your unhealed wounds. Because most of the people will say like, a relationship is a place someone must have money, so when you are sticking to that, of course you'll be vulnerable. That's why the best way to always protect yourself is to work on resolving those things, work on challenging your conditioning, or work on resolving those things that consciously, because it, like consciously, like superficial things, or unconsciously, like unhealed wounds, make you susceptible. Because money can be used to control you. Money can be used to control countries. What about you? Of course, the same thing. So you just work on that and understand that all those things can make you susceptible. You don't have to have trauma to be susceptible to abuse. No, even just being conditioned can make you susceptible. And once you understand those things, you will have even more depth in your life. And no one will be able to use you to get to you. So no one will try to win you over by using shallow words of admiration like, oh, I love you so much, or I'll do this to you, or give you money. Like, if you are giving your life for money, then it means that your life is kind of shallow. But when you work on yourself, you'll feel this feeling of wholeness, and you'll even be okay with yourself. It's the point where you deeply embody your boundaries without letting your vulnerabilities be used like against you. Lastly, the thing is, your vulnerabilities or weaknesses in quotes are not actually who you are. Don't even beat yourself because of having these vulnerabilities. There are things which you're not supposed to go beyond. You've picked these vulnerabilities and all these like weaknesses courtesy of your upbringing and courtesy of your past experiences. You've learned them from others. So don't beat yourself up so much like, oh, I can't keep boundaries. Oh, why can't I see beyond the money? Like, why did I share my secrets? No, look at them as things that you need to work on so that you can reconnect with your true self. Hope you found that informative, guys. Just be aware that they know what to do to get to you. So you just have to work on yourself continuously. And if you don't know what the meaning of working on yourself, of course, that's why we're here. And anytime, feel free to check out my masterclass in the description. Also, feel free to book a free breakthrough call with me so that I can help you address those things that make you susceptible to abuse, or that make you susceptible to narcissists, so that you will not attract them again in future, or so that you will not be afraid of dating or being in relationships. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful week.